If you're 18 buying a house, your complexion's a little lighter than I think. You know what I mean?
Wild.
You know what I mean?
Wild. Hey, this episode's starting off hot, bro. I'm
No, only because you're working so hard, right? So you're not really outside because you're making so much money inside. So you're not as dark. That's what I'm saying.
So I'm trying to figure out how to, one, fund the wedding. At the same time, I'm also trying to figure out how to fund buying a house because I want to start a family pretty quickly.
Wait, George, I think I'm no money expert. I think you're doing a little bit too much at once.
I'm just going to complain to you a little bit. In this market where we're at, I can't find a decent house for $300,000. And you know how much a mortgage?
You have to constantly look. You have to constantly look.
I'm constantly looking.
I think you can.
Every day. I'm not even joking. Every day.
I think you can. Now, it doesn't check. It would check all your boxes. Does it check your partner's boxes? But average US teens, how often do you think they're on their phone?
Teens? You're getting specific to teens?
Teens, US teens.
Oh, 92.
No. What's their average screen time?
Oh, average screen time, 6 hours.
7 hours and 22 minutes.
Bro, I'm good at guessing.
So, George, you're 40 minutes away from a US teen.
Bro, I'm... Yo, I'm gonna need you to rephrase that.
Oh, perfect.
Wait, can I tell you something? Someone gave me the most backhanded compliment about the podcast.
What's the backhanded compliment?
So they go, hey, I've been watching your stuff and I gotta admit, sometimes you guys are actually funny.
Oh, actually?
Like, why'd you have to throw the word actually in there?
What's up with that? Who is this?
I don't remember.
No, you can.
I promise you I don't.
That's such a lie.
I don't. But if I... Bronchosaurus. She stopped watching our stuff.
I have a question to you to start this podcast. All right. I just wanted to know, right? It's been bugging me. Why do emotional... Sorry.
Ooh, okay. We're getting deep 3 seconds into the podcast. Let's go.
Why do passionate people think that it's okay to spend a week's worth of dinners on decorating a place? On like Christmas decorations that only we will see.
How could you dare ask that question?
You know,
if they want to decorate and make their home more homey and ruin your bank account because of it, that is their right because their passion for joy is something that you could never understand.
So it's worth $250.
Oh my God. No.
Okay, then 5,
4, 3, 2, 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, learn things that you want to learn.
Yeah, fun fact for you.
Hope you learned something from that. I hope you not. So,
I'm an idiot. If you have any questions, don't ask us.
Welcome to the Idiots Extras podcast. I'm your co-host, Justin.
And I'm your co-host, George.
And every week, we try to cure our ignorance by wearing headphones. So last week's episode podcast, we learned that it makes sense. So audio doesn't sound horrible.
We're getting better each and every day. It's not like we've been, even though we've been doing this for a year and a half now.
No, we're brand new. This is like our, I don't know, 4th week doing it.
Justin, we put the number in the episode title.
So what are we talking about this week, George?
I'm going to tell you my crazy journey that I've been going through home mortgages. I know it sounds boring, but I'm going to try to make it as entertaining as possible.
Interesting.
And I realize also that a lot of our viewers are between the ages of 18 and 50.
Okay.
And these are all people who need homes. So
18 to 50?
Yeah, it's really.
I'd say it's 25 to
the majority, actually, 60. I don't know if we're supposed to reveal our stats, right? But the majority of people who watch our videos are 25 to 35.
Okay, that makes sense.
Makes sense.
I'm just saying with the economy, not to get adulty, but if you're 18 buying a house, your complexion's a little lighter than I think. You know what I mean?
Wild.
You know what I mean?
Wild. Hey, this episode's starting off hot, bro. I'm
only because you're working so hard, right? So you're not really outside because you're making so much money inside. So you're not as dark. That's what I'm saying.
You're an albino because you're not getting any sun.
All right.
What's wrong with that word, bro?
This week, I'm going to talk to you about social media addiction.
Oh, thank God, because I have that.
Yes, you do.
I remember when we went over, this is off the podcast, we decided to look at our screen time.
Yep. Go ahead, tell them how you somehow got 25 hours daily.
I know. How is that possible? I'm so good at social media. That's why this podcast is blowing up.
What was the real?
It was 8 hours a day.
That's a job.
It is.
And I'm going to talk to you why, George? It's not even your fault.
Because it never is, guys.
I'll tell you it's not even your fault.
I'm telling you right now, it never is. Now, before we get into our topics, there's two pieces of news I wanted to share. One is just blowing my mind. And the other one is an opinion topic that I just want your opinion on.
Okay.
First one. There is a banana. They exist.
Okay, they exist. Bananas exist.
Bananas exist. There's a singular banana that sold for $5.2 million.
Oh, it's art.
It's art.
Oh, now, humor me, okay? What's so special about the banana?
Nothing.
Was it placed somewhere and then now it has value?
It was placed on a wall and a piece of duct tape holds it up.
Oh, but you got to ask yourself, what type of duct tape was it? You know what I mean?
So the person who actually bought this beautiful banana art, okay. You know what they get?
A dumb sticker.
They get a banana.
Oh, okay.
A roll of duct tape. So that's provided for you.
Oh, wait, this is not even constructed. They have to do the work themselves.
And they get the hold on. You're not done.
Oh, I think it's worse.
You get the instructions on how to tape the banana to the wall.
Instructions?
Because bananas will rot if you just leave it up there the whole time.
Oh, no, that makes sense.
The banana is made to be replaced.
Okay,
the art is replaceable. And you get a certificate of authenticity telling you this is the banana on the wall.
Yeah, that makes sense because, you can't have the fake banana. But if you really had to break down the cost, what do you think of the 5.2 million? Where does that get assigned to? The banana? The duct tape? I
was so interested in this, right? Because what am I doing wrong with my life? That there's an artist out there who convinced someone to pay $5.2 million for a banana that is going to get replaced.
But George, you got to ask yourself, who has a painting of a banana duct taped to a wall?
It's not even a painting. It's just a banana taped to a wall.
Oh, who has that in their house? Nobody.
I can do it.
After $5.2 million, he does.
2 trips, Jewel and Home Depot, and I can get you. Actually, I'm pretty sure Jewel has duct tape.
That's all money laundering, bro.
That's literally what I'm thinking. The artist had this whole explanation of how it's a play on capitalist society and how what we do is, and I just stopped reading. I couldn't do it. He was
going to explain. You're like, no, I can't do this.
No, this is some rich dude's way of avoiding taxes and just saying that he paid $5.2 million for art, and it's literally some money laundering type stuff.
Maybe we'll get there one day.
I hope.
Do you think after buying it, he has to put it up on the wall? He has to. That has to be in his house.
Can you imagine? He's entertaining a bunch of all his billionaire friends, right? Joshua.
No, because Richard Nixon reminds me, right? There's so much dumb art that gets sold for millions of dollars, right? There's this guy who he had a big painting canvas, right?
Yeah.
And then he had a trampoline near it. And so he would have a brush with paint and he'd run and then he'd jump on the trampoline and make a curving.
Dude.
And everyone's in the audience oh.
Hold on. Do you know what the title of this art is called?
Potassium. You like
Great
that?
attempt.
You like that?
Great attempt. We are entertaining, dog.
I'm sorry. I try to think of something funny.
It's called Comedian. And it makes sense because he's just laughing at everyone.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's the one laughing, not us.
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe I can buy that later when it's...
The second piece of information I wanted to share with you is something I just really wanted your opinion on. So this is more of an opinion news segment. Okay. Do you know who Jared McCain is?
Do I know? Yeah, I do.
Do you actually?
I do. He's a basketball player.
All right. Who does he play for?
The Sixers.
Yes, he does.
He's the rookie. He's going to be the rookie of the year.
So that's what I want to talk to you about. There's huge like push, and he rightfully so, for him to be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, before Jared made it into the NBA, he was known for being a very good basketball player who did very, I'm going to call flamboyant.
He's a better dancer than he's a basketball player.
He's a great dancer.
He's a TikTok dancer.
He did TikTok trends.
Yeah.
He did TikTok singing.
Yep.
He's like, he's 3 days into college and I'm 3 lectures behind.
Okay.
He does all this stuff, and I'm not going to lie, I judged him very much.
Why?
I don't know. I think that just
he's
goes...
loving his life.
That's what I'm saying. I
Living
changed my
it to
mind.
the fullest.
Yeah.
Being happy.
He was such a happy dude.
You know what it is? I know what it is. I know why you don't like him. Because I bet you... No, I know why you don't like him. You know why you don't like him, George?
Why?
Because here's a piece of information you don't know about him. That he's Filipino.
No way he's
and
Filipino.
That's why you hate him.
There's no way.
And that's why you hate him.
I take it back.
He's 10%, he says.
The new segment that I was going to share was just like how, I was a hater, how he's actually a really good basketball player. He's dropping like 30 points on these guys as a rookie.
Yeah.
And he has such a positive outlook on life. And like, so what that like, he's sharing it. He's just being happy. He's like being authentic to himself.
I don't know why you hate my people, because that's all we are. That basically sums up Filipinos.
It must be innate.
So happy, so joyful, and they just want to spread love around the world.
It must be innate. I don't know. I don't know why Egyptians just hate love.
Don't say Egyptians. Don't generalize Egyptians.
It's my people, bro. I'm sorry.
George.
On behalf of everyone. I want to apologize for the Egyptians.
Okay. But, I would say just George, because all Egyptians love me, love Filipinos. So.
All right. And the last thing, I didn't tell Justin I was doing this because he would hate me. But I'm going to sell my soul a little bit, and I'm going to say,
oh, no.
We're so close to hitting.
No.
Stop. Just let me finish. Shut up.
You're bringing me into this.
Shut up.
Now my soul's getting sold.
Sit there quietly.
No.
Guys, at the beginning of the year.
BetterHelp.
This podcast is brought to you by Blue Cheese. It's not.
Okay, go ahead.
But genuinely, at the beginning of the year, I had a goal of wanting 100 subscribers or followers on every social media platform. And we are so freaking close to that. If we can just hit that before the end of the year, I would really appreciate it. I appreciate the support, the love.
This is where everyone clicks off the video.
Oh, come on, man.
You could have done that at the end of the video.
I mean, I'm going to do it again at the end of the video.
No, you're not. I am going to cut you off.
I hate that you're the editor. But anyway, I appreciate it. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate the love. And if you guys can just leave a follow so that we can hit our goal of 100, that'd be great. Okay. Now getting into my topic.
Okay. Don't do anything he says. Live your life. Have fun. You don't have to subscribe.
You don't have to.
You don't even have to like.
Nope.
You can just watch.
Exactly.
It's cool. Or don't watch. But enjoy your life. Make the choices you want to make. Not what George wants to make.
And if you enjoy us, feel free to support.
Even then, just keep on living your life. Who cares?
Yo,
nothing really matters.
At this point, Justin's just like, unfollow. He's like, don't screw this podcast. Click somewhere else.
Actually, report us. You know what? Get us banned.
Please don't, because we've already had 3 accounts banned. There's a lot of work to do this. No, but going into my topic, I really want to buy a house, Justin.
You know what you need to have to buy a house, though?
Money. Something I don't have, okay, Justin. I'm trying to tell you just a little bit of how you can how you can make banks give you money.
Okay.
So I'm talking about mortgages, mostly because they're really confusing and they really piss me off. The segment's called Mortgages is a Scam.
Is it though?
They are such a scam. Once I tell you this, and like once you see the numbers, mortgages are a scam. Dude.
Okay, let me know.
They really piss me off.
Interesting.
They really like.
In case my bank's listening to this, I love banks. Please give me more loans.
Bro, that's like so opposite of your like little hippie. Never mind. Never mind. Your loving personality to everyone.
You think I'm hippie? Whoa! Just because I partake in a little fun
You're
like your mom. Doesn't make me a hippie.
Why does it have to go to mom jokes?
Wait, what?
There's literally no reason. Wait, I love my mom. Okay,
she's cool.
I will stop this entire podcast until you take back. Mom too. Take back the mom joke. Take it back.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'll see you later. But mom,
I might ask you to cut that part out. You're so annoying.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, threw me off.
Okay, so mortgages.
All right. So I'll give you a little bit about my personal situation, right? So fresh
$0.
No. There you go.
Okay, my bad.
So currently I have negative money.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying to get married. I'm trying to...
Oh, negative.
Negative.
My bad.
Right? So I'm trying to figure out how to, one, fund the wedding. At the same time, I'm also trying to figure out how to fund buying a house because I want to start a family pretty quickly.
Wait, George, I think I'm no money expert. I think you're doing a little bit too much at once. You want to buy a house. You want to get married. You want to start a family. Chill, brother. So, we don't got the funds for all of that.
I'll tell you the end of my story, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm currently putting the idea of buying a house on the shelf. Ever heard of Elf on a Shelf? This is a house on a shelf.
So stupid.
But while I was doing that, I figured, hey, maybe there's actually a chance for me to buy a house in this market. Because I already bought one house when I was fresh out of law school, had my first job. I was like, I can buy a property. And I did. And I made a terrible mistake.
I don't think you made a terrible mistake.
I made a mistake of buying a condo versus buying a house, in my opinion.
I don't know. It depends on when you sell it.
Depends on a lot of things, right? Yeah. It's just I hate the idea of an HOA. Now that I look at these numbers, right? I'm willing to just like flat out say it. So my HOA is $300 a month. That's just the HOA. It's not including the mortgage, the property taxes, everything else. If you were to incorporate that $300 into a mortgage payment, like,
but your HOA is not included in your mortgage payment?
No, your HOA is separate.
Oh no, I'm tweaking.
Yeah,
I'm an expert.
Yeah, totally smart.
Yeah. But go ahead. If you would include in your mortgage,
I would have been able to buy a like decently sized house for the same money that I'm paying now, and that money would be going towards my property versus going to an HOA that's collecting money for no reason. Okay, I don't use that pool.
But I guess like how much for what you bought your condo? Like that's the funds you had at that time. Would you be able to buy a house?
I would have been.
Yeah.
Because like if you think about it, I'm still putting that money into the property, but I'm just giving it to an HOA instead of giving it to myself, essentially.
Okay.
So that's one of the biggest ideas that I think is debated. So I'm going to talk about three things. I'm going to talk about the kind of loans that are out there that exist. I'm going to kind of just give you a rundown on numbers and how it really is a scam. Like I genuinely like it hurt. It hurt once you start. I looked at my own mortgage and I was just like, ow. Ow. All right. I'm going to give 3 pieces of advice that I wish I was given.
Wait, sorry. Your 3 things you're going to talk about is type of loans, and then why mortgage is a scam. And then your third thing is 3 things, 3 pieces of advice you want to give.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe 2 things and some advice.
It just threw me off.
2 things and some advice, bro.
It should have been loans, why it's a scam, and advice.
You know. But criticize me. Go ahead. No,
but imagine if like, all right, I'm going to talk about 3 things I love. First, I'm going to talk about 5 things that really make me happy. And then I'm talking about 2 things that really give me joy. It's like, wait, what are we doing here?
Guys, I'm going to give you a start, a middle, and an end. That's all you're getting from me.
Okay.
All right. There's a bunch of different kind of loans that are out there.
Okay.
And I'll preface with saying that depending on the state that you're in, you should do research into the kind of loans that exist specifically in your state. Because I didn't know this when I first started doing research, but Illinois has like a grant program where they'll give you like 10, 15 grand as a down payment towards a home. Granted, that program is currently suspended and they're not doing it because
what?
I actually don't know. This is suspended like in 2022.
Oh, okay.
Obama.
Oh, yeah. We know how George feels on politics. So I apologize
Obama.
to those who are a little bit red, or blue.
We don't have those here.
No more politics.
No more politics.
No more politics.
There's 5 different kinds of mortgages.
Okay, go.
And this is the one that pisses me off.
Oh.
Because I love our service members and God bless our troops and everyone who serves.
Oh, you hate the military.
VA loans, dude.
Yeah, you hate the military.
They are so good and I don't have access to them.
Oh, okay, so you want to hate on them.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I'm for sure jealous.
Okay.
And then
idiots to experts, I support our troops and I support all the military that you should give those loans. Don't matter about me.
I agree. You should get them.
He's saying that he's jealous that you don't deserve it, that he should deserve it.
No.
I think you deserve it.
I'm saying I should get it too. I'm saying you have
George,
served our country and I've done nothing.
They serve our country, George.
Yes.
You serve yourself.
Correct.
2 different things.
Hence why I'm asking for the VA loan. Because I'm trying to serve myself here.
Okay.
Here's some fun facts about a VA loan. So VA loans are only accessible to people who have served our country. And you can have 0 money down when you take out a VA loan. And PMI does not apply. So for those of you who don't know, a PMI is essentially a penalty that you pay, where if you didn't put down 20% of the home value down, you're essentially paying insurance for the bank because you didn't put 20% down. So it's an extra fee that you pay because you're broke.
Okay.
What logic is that?
It makes sense.
It hurts, dude.
It's PMI. It's insurance for the company.
I understand. But they're a bank. They got plenty of money, bro. They're insured.
They make money somehow.
They're insured. Yeah. And they're making money off this loan.
But they're giving you the power to buy stuff when you don't have the money. Wow. And that is the negative repercussion.
Once you see this, bro, you're going to get angry. Just wait. Now, the 2 most... Also, I learned about this one. There's a USDA loan.
USDA, like the people who talk about the beef and like say, hey, like this is good.
Yeah.
Who grade our beef and give out house mortgages.
Yeah. There's like special...
Are they rare?
I hear they do things pretty well.
It's well done.
It's so good.
It's so dumb. Okay.
I'm on a fire.
What are USDA loans? Are you sure they're called USDA loans?
They're USDA loans. It was literally crazy. I literally had the exact same thought. I was like, the meat? Like so there's like special criteria that you have to follow, and you have to have like a certain income, and you have to be in a certain geographical area. Okay. And basically it's for rural areas in the United States.
Okay.
So like they're trying to populate these places that people don't want to live in.
Okay, so what are the benefits though? What are they like? Oh, if you get this,
lower interest rates, lower penalties, lower like PMIs, things like that. So it's for more cash assistance for your clothing and things like that for people who want to live in rural America.
The USDA's giving out loans. Oh, sorry, but go ahead.
Not only do you get a prime cut of meat,
yeah, like
you also
your mortgage comes with
this $300,000 loan,
a year supply of chicken. Like, whoa, nice, dude. I'll do it.
You're buying a farm, essentially. We're talking about I know you talked about this like during your segment, but I just wanted to give people who haven't purchased a home before or who have their first home and they want to start the idea of buying their second home, ways on how to do that.
Okay.
So your conventional loan, I don't want to get into it because I feel like a lot of people know it's a fixed rate percentage.
Easy.
You pay it. It's whatever.
You know, if what's more common than like in the United States, just asking curious, like in percentage rates, like, is it more common that people will go conventional loan versus FHA or something like that?
The alternative, so I mean, even FHAs are typically are fixed rates, right?
Yeah.
Like you pick a fixed rate. The adjustable rate mortgage is typically done until the market hits a really low interest rate. So the advantage of a adjustable rate mortgage is, for example, let's say we're in an area or we're at a time where interest rates are really high, like we just were.
Okay.
Like 7-8%, stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh.
You then get a mortgage so that you don't stop yourself from having a house. And typically those adjustable rate mortgages will actually have lower interest rates than the average.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
My child brain of mine, when you keep using adult words like adjustable rate mortgage, I'm like, I'm lost.
You're right.
When you guys say stuff like taxes and
you're right.
I'm like, oh no, I'm in trouble.
Without making it too complicated.
Yeah, okay.
there is a magical agency in the government.
Oh, see, this is what I want.
Right?
Okay, no, for real though, this is what I want.
Okay.
There's a magical agency.
And the magical agency will go, interest rates are 8%. So now when you buy a house, your interest rate will be around 8%.
Okay.
Give or take. The banks are the ones who get to really determine what your interest
more
rate
magical
is.
stuff.
More magic. Okay.
So what do the wizards do? And
so the wizards come in.
Okay.
And will, like, let's say a few years pass, and they're like, "Oh, you guys are having a bad day. Hocus pocus."
And what do they do with the? What do they do?
Expecto Patronum.
Okay.
And then boom, interest rates 5%.
Oh, they magically.
They just go pew!
Hocus pocus. The mortgage rate down.
Yes.
Oh, that's nice of the wizards.
It is nice of the wizards. But these people, right? The poor people who bought homes at 8%.
Okay.
They're like, what about us? Man, we're still paying 8% because they're locked in, right?
Okay. So the wizards, they help them?
No. Well, kind of.
Okay.
The adjustable rate mortgage, right, says that after 6 months, because interest rates went down, your interest rate goes down.
Oh, sick. Hocus pocus again.
Hocus pocus again.
Hocus pocus.
So now the bank's like, hey, the wizards helped us, so we're going to help you.
Oh, sick.
The wizards help the king, which is the bank.
Okay.
And the bank is like, let me help my peasants.
Yeah.
And the peasants are like, yay!
And they think, oh, he's actually helping us, but he's actually helping himself.
He's really helping himself.
He's
and he's
really
putting more money in his pocket.
Okay, I'm getting it now.
Okay.
I'm getting it.
Now, once the wizard goes 3% interest rate, which is like the lowest that it'll ever get, then people will refinance into that fixed rate. And refinancing means that I'm canceling out my mortgage and I'm getting a new one at 3%.
Okay.
So I feel like this is what most people struggle with.
Yeah. I mean, because I'm exposed to it, I'm not as shocked or depressed about it.
But people who watch may not know and may not have bought property before.
Yeah.
Right now.
Get rich.
Yeah. If you honestly, you could
solve all your problems.
Skip to Justin's segment if you're rich. You don't need this.
You should have said that at the beginning.
My bad. Disclaimer.
No, go ahead.
Jump to his. Like this. You know what always blew my mind when it comes to mortgages, right? 3%, 5%, 8%. I'd be happy to pay that if it was actually 3, 5, or 8%.
What are you talking about? It's not. You're talking about the bank that gave me my interest loan. It's not my interest loan.
I don't know how these wizards do their math.
Okay.
These wizards
do their wizarding.
If you took out a home loan for $300,000.
Okay.
Now, right? 5% interest rate. 5%. Okay. What's 5% of $300,000?
Uh-oh.
15,000. All right, the math.
Yeah, I knew that. I was going to say that.
If I was... Quick maths. Your agent should be able to do this. I can't say it. I
had to go there?
I had to go.
You really?
I mean...
They were over racism.
You're the one who's saying that you're Filipino, so like do the math.
Interesting.
Do the math.
Okay.
All right. Anyway,
continue with your racism.
$15,000 on that loan, I would say that's very fair.
Okay.
At the end of your mortgage, after 30 years, which is what a typical mortgage rate is, 30 years. After 30 years, do you know how much interest you would have paid for a $300,000 loan?
Yeah, but like the fixed interest rate stays the same for 30 years. You're just telling me how that interest rate doesn't really mean my interest rate. So I was curious, like, well, what do you mean?
So that's what I'm saying. So like the interest rate itself stays the same, right? In my brain, in my uneducated, like if I take out a $300,000 loan,
yes,
at a 5% interest rate,
so $15,000,
I should be
over 30
paying
years
in total $315,000.
No. Oh,
and I knew that when I got
this guy.
And I knew that, right? No,
that's not how that works.
No, it's not. No, it is not.
It's every year the interest of that total what you owe.
Yeah.
This guy thought 5% of just 300,000.
Dude,
why would banks loan people 300,000 to be like, okay, I made $15,000?
I just think it's the secret.
I made $15,000. Cool.
I think the Wizards act like good guys.
No, but think about it, George. Think about it. Why would they give out a $300,000 loan to think, oh, over 30 years, I'm going to make $15K? People who work at McDonald's make more than $15K a year.
I understand. Yeah, but they also have a life to live, dog.
I'm just saying.
They want to get married. They want to have kids. They want to start a family.
That doesn't seem like a smart business decision if you're a bank.
Man, oh man, is it tough?
That doesn't seem like a scam. It seems like you were too optimistic to think this was a great deal.
It's the number that I thought. I knew it would be stupid. I knew that you're paying a lot more than what your actual mortgage is. But the numbers just to me are outrageous.
Hey man, sometimes your interest rate, I mean, depends on how much you pay and stuff like that, is actually like double or even more than your actual loan.
So on a $300,000 loan over 30 years, you know how much interest you would have paid?
I can do the quick maths. Go ahead.
Quick maths.
What was it?
Just take a guess.
Carry the 2 minus the 7.
Wow.
I'll do this right here. I'm gonna say $400,000.
$400,000 is actually correct. When you're editing the podcast, make sure you do like the math, like when you close your eyes and you're thinking,
and all the numbers.
Just do all the numbers that are floating around.
What is it?
$280,000. You've essentially paid for your home twice.
Yeah, pretty much.
Over 30 years. That hurts my soul.
But here's the thing. Okay, well, yes, if you stay the fixed rate and you pay the fixed amount that the bank gives you over 30 years, yes, you will pay basically your house twice.
Double.
But it's such a crazy stat that I've read that if you just pay an extra mortgage payment a year.
Dude, that's my advice.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I mean, I don't really know what I'm talking about. What are you talking about, George?
Oh, so let me educate you, Justin.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
I'm stuck. I don't want to pay all that. Double the house.
You don't want to be stuck for 30 years.
Yeah, so what should I do?
So what you should do is, if it's possible, I know that money is tight because you just paid for a wedding, but money is actually tight.
Yeah.
If you make one extra payment of your mortgage a year.
Oh, what happens?
So you would actually cut the amount of time you'd be paying your loan off by like
half?
Almost half.
Oh, no way. I just guessed.
Instead of like 22 years instead of 30.
No way.
You really took the fun out of it.
That's great advice.
You took the fun out of it.
That's great advice.
You took the fun out of it.
That's great. That's crazy.
I understand that you have gone through this process, but they haven't yet, okay? They're still optimistic. They still think that being a homeowner is like a good thing.
Okay, my bad. I apologize. Sorry.
But also, one, I'm just going to complain to you a little bit. In this market where we're at, I can't find a decent house for $300,000. And you know how much a mortgage?
You have to constantly look. I'm
constantly looking.
I think you can.
Every day. I'm not even joking. Every day.
I think you can. Now, it doesn't check. It would check all your boxes. Does it check your partner's boxes? That's the issue. That's the issue.
So bumping us up to the $400,000 range.
Oh, yeah?
Do you know what the mortgage payment would be on a $400,000 mortgage loan? Again, just given stays like a 5% interest rate.
Interest rate?
Or no, 5% interest rate.
Yeah.
Like you would have to pay $2,500 a month.
Yikes.
Which
big yikes.
Big yikes.
Big yikes.
Big yikes.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that.
So my advice to anybody who wants to purchase a home, save money. If you can put down 20% and avoid the PMI. Because when you look at it, not just the interest that you're paying over the years, but that PMI does add up.
It does. I'm paying it right now.
Same. You know, I bought during a good time where I have a lot of home equity now.
Okay.
Again, home equity, guys, is just an imaginary number, just basically saying how much money you have in the house versus how much money you have in debt on the loan still.
Can you bring back the Wizards sometime?
Oh, hear it. So
it's how much
how can the king come and
mana? It's how much mana the Wizards
now you're speaking League of Legends.
Okay, never mind.
Now we're in League of Legends.
I tried it.
But bro, these people don't play League. They have lives, all right?
That is a universal thing, but okay, it's fine.
But essentially what I've learned, and if you're looking at a house or looking to buy a house, try to save up to 20% if you can. Not always going to be possible. And if not, take advantage of those FHA loans, which have lower penalties.
Yeah.
Make the one extra payment a year if you can.
You're asking them to have so much more money, George.
Dude, literally, I guess the segment, I didn't really think about this.
I think the advice is just get more money.
Hey, stop being broke.
I was just saying,
get good.
That sounds great.
Get good.
Every single advice is a little bit of just get more money.
Just get more money. But here's how you can actually get more money. Oh. This is an actual thing that you can do, and I am trying to convince my partner to go this route.
Be careful.
And here's how it goes. And actually, I know you know, but for the sake of this podcast,
Christmas decorations. We're making it full circle.
No,
is that your? Oh,
you have to prioritize happiness. Your partner's happiness comes first. F your happiness, Justin.
Yeah,
screw you. Honestly. Screw your bank account. Screw anything that says let's be financially responsible. It's about happiness.
Okay, sorry. What's your advice that you want your partner to take?
I know that you know what this is, but again, I want you to talk about it in a way that like some people here who are watching might not know. You know what a HELOC is?
A HELOC? Is that what the helicopters land on?
Yes. So when the Wizards
the Wizards are using helicopters?
It's a dragon, right?
Oh, my bad. That's the name of the dragon. Yeah.
A HELOC is a home equity line of credit.
Okay.
So once you've paid off your mortgage enough, you have essentially money, right? That you have in this house.
Yeah.
And it works essentially like a giant credit card. And you can, let's say, for example, that you have $100,000
credit card.
$100,000.
I don't know about a giant credit card.
It is.
You can't use it on anything.
Anything.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's literally a line of credit that is just open to you.
Okay.
So the way it works is you're only going to get an interest rate relative to what money you pull out. So let's say you have $100,000 in this HELOC. You don't have to take out the $100,000. You can just use it essentially as a credit card when you need it.
Okay.
So what I plan on doing, is what I want to do, is take out a HELOC against my property, use that money as a down payment towards the next property that I buy. That way I avoid PMIs, I avoid blah, blah, blah. Hear me out. Okay. I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going with this. Why are you taking out more loans?
No, actually, that's not what I was going to say.
Oh, what are you going to say?
I was going to say, but you know what sucks? In order to have HELOC,
these wizards,
you haven't solved the first problem
with money. Wait, hold on. So I'm going to talk about
property. To
my
have
personal story is that I bought at the prime of the market where, dude, oh my god, like property value has gone up like crazy over the last 2 or 3 years. So I actually have some equity in my home.
Okay,
and what you would do is essentially use that money as a buffer. You put it down as a down payment to buy your second property. You move in. That's your new mortgage. That's your new everything. And ideally, you're renting out your previous property, paying off both that mortgage and the HELOC.
Yeah.
So that way that's covered, right? You're using other people's money to cover yourself. And now you have two properties building equity. And then after a few years, you do the same thing all over again. And this is how you become freaking wealthy, is by owning more and more property and hope the market doesn't crash and you go broker than you already are. And the wizard doesn't wave his magic wand to increase interest rates.
No, decrease.
And the king doesn't come and say, hey, farmer, I'm taking your property now. You and your family can go live on the streets.
Hey, you upgraded from peasant to farmer. It's not bad. You're still getting boned, but...
But you get to keep your livestock.
Yeah, you get to keep your livestock.
The USDA lets you keep your beef. But I would say, like, genuinely, if you're able to use that HELOC, which seems to be like what I read, it seems to be the most common strategy used to buy a second property, to buy a third property. And I'm looking into that, but there is risk involved. No matter what you do, there's risk. This is not financial advice. Do not come after me if it don't work out for you.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks, but yeah, the first problem is to get money. So like, even if you don't have money now, you have to be in that mode of, all right, I gotta save money, then take these steps.
Is there anything that you would share with someone who is interested in buying their first property? Because like, you've already gone through the process, you've done it before.
I think people should normalize staying at home with your parents. To be honest, that's literally how I saved up money. So I don't know. I maybe situations are different. Maybe you would need to get out for your mental health. Maybe. But if you're just doing it because you want to prove you're independent or something like that, or you're afraid that people are going to make fun of you because you're staying home, I don't know. That's just stupid that people think like, oh, you're a loser if you're staying at home and you haven't left your house when you're 18 years old. Like, bro, swallow your pride, stay home, save money, then you can start this whole thing.
Don't spend that money on $250 worth of Christmas decorations.
We're still working on that. But anyways, you know what else is a problem in the world, George?
What else is a problem?
Social media addiction. Why are you so addicted to your phone?
Oh, because
wait, we can't say that on the podcast.
What?
Why you're addicted?
Oh yeah.
We can't put that out there, you know what I mean? What you watch for 8 hours is what you watch for 8 hours.
I thought we weren't getting political.
No, I was just kidding. I rewatched it. I watched a documentary a long time ago called The Social Dilemma. Have you ever watched this documentary?
No.
It's a documentary that consists of former CEOs, former top tech engineers, former marketing departments of Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook.
You mean X?
My bad, X.
A good company.
Instagram, Pinterest, literally CEOs of these companies and like top level guys.
Yeah.
Get on this, they're not anymore, but they get on this documentary to talk about the dangers of where we're headed as society because of social media. So imagine the people who are behind the door doing all this, telling us this is actually really bad.
I mean, yeah.
And I think, no, but for reasons, maybe on the surface level, people understand, but you should really watch the documentary if you haven't, especially if you're struggling with social media addiction.
Don't even watch the documentary, just watch us. We'll be your social media. We're good social media.
Even then, go outside. Don't watch us. Like, I don't really care. Just don't watch us.
You know, all you gotta do is just play it on, have your headphones in while you do your day-to-day activity.
Don't support. Just go out. Live your life.
You know what? Unsubscribe.
Go outside. Unsubscribe. So here's the root of it all. So all of them say this, that no one ever had malintent to like bring out this negative outcome of social media.
Okay.
It all started with good intent. It just sucks that we're dealing with this negative repercussions. So for example, at one point in social media was getting popular. They're like, well, we need to make money to continue to run this because there's no point of running this business if we can't make money.
Facebook didn't.
Yeah. So
for years.
But then at one point they're like, hey, we got to make money.
Yeah.
George, how do social media sites make money?
Ads. This podcast is brought to you by
Better and ads. So now the intent of making a social media comes from connecting people. That's why it started. To now, this is a advertisement incentive.
And the irony, I tell you, the irony, okay, it's supposed to bring us together, but it's only divided us even more.
It really has, to be honest. And there's reasons for it, and I'm going to talk about it. But yeah, so if now everything that is designed for a social media website is not the intent to connect us, it's more so to make money. And how do they make money? You got to make this
ads,
more attractive to the advertisers.
I'm pretty attractive, let me tell you.
I don't know about that.
Feel free to reach out to our email. If you have a product, we will sell out for
Jesus, dude.
For no money, actually.
Can we have a little bit of soul left?
Nah, just send me merch and I'll plug you.
Even if it's the craziest merch.
Bro, if Tide sends me a hat, I'm talking
about the craziest merch. What are those websites you watch for 8 hours? You know what I'm talking about.
A OnlyPants hat that you want me to wear?
You wear it?
No,
if they paid money?
If they paid money.
You're the type of guy that's so weird that has like hot Cheetos painted on their car because that's an advertisement.
I would.
And you get paid.
If you pay me to just paint, like have your logo on my car, I do it.
Yeah?
100%.
You're like Oscar Mayer. You drive an Oscar Mayer Wiener mobile just for advertisement so they can pay
you. You don't even have to pay me for that. That's just cool.
But anyways.
Look, it's a giant...
Okay, hold on. Let me get back on subject. So now that the intent has changed, now everything is, well, how much can we keep our users on our platform?
You know what?
So we can show the advertisers, look how much people
are watching
are watching.
The higher views, the higher numbers that you can have on your like YouTube, the more hours they can log, the more they can show their advertisers, we can push more of your product.
Right. But here's even like, it goes even further than just look how many users and look how many views or hours we're watching, right? Now it becomes even more data of like location based. So then, or race, ethnicity, or age, and things tracking what you're actually looking at and liking. And now the advertisers are like, oh, now I exactly know my demographic. And I can get you to buy this
specifically target.
Yeah. So now I'm not going to advertise to everybody, but now I can zone in and just pick on the people who I know based on a psychological profile, they're going to buy my product.
Not just their psychological profile. You know how I told, like, you roasted me for it, but you know how a couple episodes ago, I talked to you about how 23andMe is like selling out and like a company can buy them.
Yeah.
Imagine YouTube or one of those companies buys you out. They not only now have psychological data on you, they have like literal DNA like data on you, and they can sell and market. Like, for example, let's say that you are prone to some disease or whatever, anything like that, and they have that information. They can push those products to you before you even like experience symptoms of.
But I think, okay, hold on. That is maybe a positive thing. We talked about it last time where maybe they're looking to prevent something negative to you. That makes sense.
Well, I was thinking more like feeding on your insecurities type of thing. Like
when you talk about genetics, I thought you were talking like diseases.
It doesn't have to be diseases, but right? Like maybe you're prone to hair loss, right? So like now people are like pushing all this, like
which is like I don't know, man. Like it's not bad, but now
like, I don't want to be reminded about it 24/7. But like I get it, leave me alone. Like I got a widow's peak, like it's fine.
But it's just like, if you were set in a utopian that is all tailored to you, you're gonna freaking buy and do whatever.
I don't disagree that some of it is good, but I think one of the things, and I talk about this, is how we no longer really open ourselves to the world around us. And I mean like physically in our vicinity. We only go to the things that we are comfortable with or what we know. We're being targeted of everything.
No, but the thing is, we're not going to things that are comfortable. The only things that's presented to us is comfortable.
Right.
But, so is that we're not even making that choice. That's the whole like document is saying.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we don't have that experience of like, hey, let me talk to my right-wing MAGA neighbor who has different views and I have to learn to get along with him because he's my neighbor. Like we're kind of like pulling those like traits out of our society, and now everything's becoming so segmented where like you can live inside your bubble.
Yeah. And then it's even,
I don't think that's a good thing.
It's not even just, I'm going to talk about society, but I'm just right now talking about like things advertisers are trying to sell you. Right. Imagine you're not even getting presented, which in theory is, I get it why. You're not going to be presented to things that you're not going to buy. Every advertisement you will ever see is because some algorithm and some AI is tailored towards you. And so there's a reason why it's been shown to you.
I get it, but like I miss the good old days where you're watching TV and you're just like, random commercials. I think again I have to bleep that out. But random commercials and you're just like, oh, that's interesting. Or like now everything is just tailored. Which I guess is a good thing. I don't know.
I mean, I get it, but that's why I'm saying when you are only presented in things that are just tailored towards you.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not good for us.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that.
So imagine, they say in this documentary that social media used to be a tool, right? And tools is something that we use.
Could be good or bad.
But it's now, humans use. Now it's been reversed and that we are the tool because now we are being affected by social media.
I'm not a tool, you're a tool.
No, you're a tool. For 8 hours that you're on your phone, you are being used.
My bad, guys. I'm a tool.
Yes, you are. I think that's kind of crazy that like sometimes, yeah, I want to be on my phone. I want to, it's like psychologically I'm changed where any dull moment, I like need to turn to my phone. I need something, right? So it's like, I need that versus the tool that needs me.
Have you ever been in a situation where you like forget your phone and you just feel uncomfortable and you're constantly reaching in your pocket to like grab your phone?
Yeah. Or like just, I need a vibration. I think I need a text or a notification. It's like so bad. But okay, but they say like there's nothing we can fully do to beat this because people worry about AIs running the world when AI is already running the world, they said, because all social media and your profile and everything that's getting tailored to you is constantly learning things about you because AI is basically running all those algorithms to learn more about you. So it's like, you're not going to beat the AI.
Dude, I know we've talked about this before in the past, but do you remember when we talked about TikTok?
No.
So TikTok has, when you agree to their terms and conditions, they have like somewhere in there that they can literally use your camera.
That's kind of crazy.
While you're watching TikTok. So
like Ring doorbell.
What about it?
I don't know about if AI is using it, but then like the company's able to use the camera in case of like any. So that just means they have access to your camera.
Yeah. And there's been cases of just like, well, there's been one case that I know of where like the indoor cam type stuff, like one employee was just like being weird and just like watched the family just for the heck of it. But I was thinking more along the lines of, I forgot.
Okay, nice. Moving on.
Yeah.
So if AI and all these algorithms, there's huge rooms of just supercomputers constantly learning about every single user in the world. What?
I remembered. TikTok can use your camera.
Horrible timing.
I know. But they could use your camera to read your facial expressions so they could further use AI to like make a social profile and see what things like elicit a reaction out of you with your eyes opening and things like that.
Makes sense.
Crazy.
That makes sense.
Crazy.
It's so much information that they will have on us that it feel like we aren't making those decisions.
Should we boycott social media?
Here, I'm gonna tell you at the end. I'm gonna tell you at the end like things that we could do. So, and just a little bit more bad things about social media. So, if everything is tailored toward you, then you're basically understanding what confirmation bias is.
Right.
Right. So then if you believe, and that's why conspiracy theories are a thing, especially in this social media age. If you believe something and you're like, you go down this rabbit hole and all you're doing is feeding why this could be right instead of understanding what maybe it could be wrong. So if you're constantly, the social media is telling you, they eat cats and dogs. They eat cats and dogs. They eat cats and dogs. You're going to believe it, bro.
If you're watching this podcast, it's because you believe the earth is flat, like we do.
So then there was like a bunch of conspiracy theories that the documentary was basically saying that the only reason why that became so huge is because of social media. So the flat earth, that whole flat earth community.
Did we land on the moon, Justin?
Did we land on the moon? I didn't know about this. I've heard about it, never read about it. But you know what Pizzagate is?
No.
Pizzagate was also a conspiracy theory that a certain pizza chain was a cover for a pedophilia ring.
Oh God, this is dark.
Yeah, but thing is, the reason why it made news is because it spread so fast and wild that someone actually took to go investigate, like a vigilante.
A pew-pew.
A pew-pew, sorry. I'm going to have to bleep that out. Into the pizza chain. And the cop calling him, and he's like, I'm trying to stop a pedophilia ring.
What is wrong with people?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's totally crazy because, again, if you're constantly fed this information.
Then go to the FBI.
Maybe. I know that is crazy, but like, I see how they got there. If that's the only information that you're seeing.
Wild.
If that's the only information you're seeing, if you're seeing everybody on Facebook and everybody on your social media talking about the same thing, you're like, oh, this has to be true. And look about it. You look about it on politics.
Oh God,
the confirmation bias.
People,
though.
You know, crazy. I mean, the part that upsets me, is that people are now feeding into it. Like they recognize it, and they would rather push. I'm not going to say mis or disinformation or any of that, but they'd rather push the same narrative over and over instead of recognizing that there are other narratives or other alternatives to.
No, but the thing is, unless you go out of your way in Googling certain things that will disagree with you, how on earth are you ever going to be presented with that information if the algorithm never presents that? I always think, like, how could someone look at Trump and like not see this? Or on the other side is, how can someone look at Kamala and think she's okay? It's because
they
can never see it.
Yeah.
So then we stay in our bubble. We stay in our comfortability. We stay in our own beliefs, which I think is kind of scary.
Which, again, I push the point that if you're not having conversations or talking to people who are different than you, they don't have to be your best friend. But like, if you think that only your views and only your ideas are the only right ones, think about why half of the population has a completely different point of view.
That's true. I think that's very true.
I don't know, unless you're a total narcissist and you think that your ideas are like the only ones that matter, but like, hey, whatever, you know?
Yeah, I think that's a huge problem, to try to get out of your own head, step out of your own ideals.
But like you said, with it being pushed so hard, how do you overcome that?
There's going to be some solutions in the end. So
you think so?
I'm going to talk about it, but okay. Here, negativity first.
Oh,
then positivity.
More negativity.
More negativity. Okay, so then that's
more depression. this isn't sad at all.
That's one thing I was afraid of, right? And then another thing I was afraid of, and you've talked about it a lot, is dopamine regulation.
I got a problem with it. That's why I'm on it 8 hours a day.
So yes, everyone knows that it's because it's flashy and it's tailored to you, and it keeps you on the phone, and sounds and likes and visuals. It makes you feel like you're on a slot machine, bro.
There is a literal chemical reaction happening in your brain every time you're flipping through TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, recognize that it's not just entertaining. You are training yourself to continue to want it. It's a literal addiction. It's
right. And here's the thing so I didn't want to go too much into science, but when I'm talking about dopamine, it made me realize two things. One,
it's dope.
One, I understand that I think dopamine regulation, or dopamine that you get from social media, is affecting why we aren't as communal based.
What do you mean?
Does that make sense? Okay, so here, I'm going to break it down. A lot of people, and I feel like not to on younger people.
Get out of here, Gen X.
A lot of people would rather be on their phone than have a conversation.
Agreed.
Because a conversation is not as stimulating as a phone is.
Well, there goes our Gen Z followers, bro.
No, but for real. So now if you have a higher dopamine, like you need this much to actually be, what do you call
satisfied.
It? Invested.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you need this much and a conversation is just boring to you, then it's like, why would I want to be a part of community? Why would I want to go over to someone's house and talk when I can just be on my phone and do these things?
And I get the satisfaction that I want. I don't have to worry about the anxiety of having a conversation with somebody else. I don't have to do any of the other stuff.
You know what sucks though? It's like, I'm not saying there is a possibility that conversations are dead. The conversation with another person sucks.
It happens.
You know, it happens.
Not everyone's great like us.
Yeah. You're not going to click with everyone. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that shouldn't be a reason why you should just favor your phone, because you know that's always going to give you that comfortability, satisfaction of dopamine.
And we get so comfortable in it. I mean, I feel at this point, because again, I told you, I watch 8 hours a day. I'm uncomfortable if I don't have something playing in the background to keep my brain occupied. Bad.
But here's the thing that you probably see it too. Like when you go to restaurants, you see people on dates like on their phones, and you see maybe in group settings. I hate with a passion when people are just sitting on their phone because they want to fill every single dull moment with like, I need to be, invested into something.
Get you a partner like my partner.
Oh, why?
Because I would get my head chopped off if I was on the phone while I was spending time with her. Because I only love her and nothing else gives me more dopamine than spending time with her.
Oh, dang. I'm going to clip that just for you.
Please. But I need...
Not on the internet.
Bro, recently with all this wedding planning, I need the brownie points. So
Okay. So with dopamine with that, it's just like, all right, now we're becoming more by ourselves rather than talking with a community. And then the other thing is mental health. So yes, your dopamine, you need this high access to dopamine. And if you don't, then you just feel not worthy. you feel less about yourself.
You are less of a person if you don't watch social media. Specifically us.
But imagine if you feel like you're not as, I don't know, actively in these relationships and you're like, well, I'm by myself. It's like it adds on to each other. And then you feed into it and you're like, well, this sucks.
I need
My
more.
life sucks. What else can I, this phone needs to give me more stuff because I'm by myself. I'm single. I'm alone. And I'm just looking for likes. I think it's kind of sad. And then now our mental health drives straight down to the toilet.
This is why psychologists are making money off of us. They're the ones pushing social media more than anyone. Because again, why do you think half these why do you think half these podcasts are sponsored by BetterHelp?
That's fair.
Bro, they know. They're like, keep watching social media. We'll help you. We'll help you through your problems.
But anyways, a big stat is that when Gen Z is the first generation to grow up on social media. That's why I think we're kind of blessed. Even though you're on it 8 hours, you still have this kind of thought of like, I'm aware I should not be doing this, right? Yeah. We're in a generation where we didn't grow up with social media, so then we still want that interaction with humans. But we know how important and useful technology is.
I don't know if it's an age thing, because I was talking to some Gen Xers or some Gen Zers, and I was just like, y'all are stupid. And I just wonder if it's the social media or if it's just a generational thing where like the people talking to us, like the older people when I was younger, looked at us and they were like, y'all are stupid.
When you say stupid, what do you mean? Why are they stupid?
The topics or the thing that they just no, it's an age thing. The thing that they value,
you just didn't relate to them, bro.
No, they didn't relate. It's just like the things that you guys are valuing are just so insignificant in the grand scheme of things.
See, but the thing is, when you say it's insignificant in the grand scheme of things, it's because they're only seeing what they want to see.
Because their brains aren't developed enough. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying.
No, seriously, their brains aren't developed. You're right. I'm agreeing with you.
You know what? I would say that. Yeah. I wouldn't be disagreeing with you. Yeah. So you control all you want. But I think young kids, yes, their brains are not fully developed.
Yeah, get that frontal lobe cortex.
No, we're not doctors.
Okay. Science.
So anyways, so there's a huge stat where Gen Zers, because of the first people to grow up in social media, that 2009, 2010 there's like a stats of self-harm that increases like 100% of teens. It was like 189% or something wild. But you see a huge dip in all these graphs show that when those Gen Zers and social media, and you just look at those teens, mental health drops down significantly.
Well, I think it's one, just because there's not enough parenting involved, that parents don't know what is being exposed to their children.
I think it's fair to say that it's hard.
It's hard.
No, it's social media. Yeah. You think parenting is involved. It was hard to even think that social media and your phone would do this to people.
Well, do you remember the Tide Pod challenge?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, for those of you who don't know, that was a social media trend where kids would bite into or eat like a Tide Pod,
but as
if it was candy.
I don't think parents were well equipped to know that their kids could be influenced by social media.
These are the same parents that were sniffing highlighters, bro. Like they should know that.
So I'm gonna give a benefit of the doubt to the parents because that's all new. Now, if you don't think if you're not doing anything with your kid now with social media, I think that's your fault.
Are you gonna buy your kid a phone?
Not till high school. Well, a smartphone till maybe high school, college. You're gonna have a flip phone until high school. Same. I'm gonna regulate how much.
And what if when your kid comes to you and he goes, Dad, everyone's making fun of me because I have a flip phone.
I'm gonna explain to him what the dangers of having a smartphone is in social media. I'm gonna talk to him like an adult. Like I think parents should sometimes.
All right.
Yeah. But anyways, I was gonna ask you, like, even though we're not Gen Zs, do you think social media has ever affected you in your confidence in mental health?
I mean,
have you felt less of yourself because of social media?
Not that I don't think less of myself, but I do recognize that I'm not as handsome as I thought I was. Flipping through TikTok, where all these TikTok kids with their dancing, I'm just like, I get it. I get it. I'm not there. That's fine. I ain't got the moves.
No, seriously, you thought you were less attractive because you saw very attractive people on TikTok?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
This is just like, exposed to it 24/7. I'm just like, I think everyone looks like this. I don't.
You know what's crazy? Because I've always thought I was ugly. So just it doesn't.
Justin, you're a very handsome man.
You know, it's all right.
Your beard is something.
I'm in love with my personality. I'm not particularly.
See, I'm the opposite.
I love myself.
I think you look great. Your personality. We could use some work.
Oh, you're talking about me. Yeah. I thought we were talking about the opposite.
Nah, bro, I'm handsome.
But yeah, I just thought even like older generation, I think a dip of my value definitely lessened because of social media. You're so ugly, bro.
Bro, that's the Rizzler. Don't be making fun of the Rizzler.
Don't
be making fun of the Rizzler.
Patchy beard, bro.
It's not even a beard. Just pubes on my face.
That looks like real old Velcro from
I'm making fun of myself. It don't matter.
It doesn't even work anymore. Even you try to put it together, nothing sticks.
It's been ripped off too many times.
I'm just kidding.
It's fine.
But yeah, then I dove into a little bit more stats. Like I figured out how addicted are we as a society. Percentage wise of the world, how much do you think we are daily active users?
On social media?
Social media.
Daily?
Mm-hmm. Of the world population.
It's more than 50%.
What do you think it is?
I'll say 60%.
56%.
I'm so good at guessing.
Isn't that kind of crazy? Daily users.
Hold on. The only reason why it's not more is because the other 40% doesn't have access.
Yeah, I mean... that's probably fairly true.
I would literally say, I think it would be like in the 90s if it wasn't for that.
That's actually interesting. Okay, well, now I got to more stats of just US. I just thought that was cool globally. But average US teens, how often do you think they're on their phone?
Teens? You're getting specific to teens?
Teens, US teens.
Oh, 92.
No. What's their average screen time?
Oh, average screen time, 6 hours.
7 hours and 22 minutes.
Bro, I'm good at guessing.
So, George, you're 40 minutes away from a US teen.
Bro, Yo, I'm going to need you to rephrase that.
That sounded crazy.
No.
That sounded crazy. No, that sounded real crazy.
No, hey.
I just realized after. But you know what I mean? You know what I mean.
I'm uncomfortable. I'm very uncomfortable.
Okay. What of US? What do you think is the most used social media?
Instagram.
Facebook.
What?
Yeah. Dude.
Hold on. Facebook as a company that encompasses Instagram and all the other companies?
No, because Instagram's separate in this list. Facebook is the most used.
I know ain't no teenagers on Facebook. So that you're telling me that old people are using social media more than kids?
Probably because they use it to connect and read news and stuff like that. Imagine all your uncles and aunts are all using Facebook to read news.
You know how much time I spend on Facebook Marketplace? So maybe.
I'd say Facebook Marketplace. There's all these different tools of Facebook, but yeah.
Nice job, Zuckerberg.
It goes Facebook, and then what's the least used in America?
I don't know.
You'd be surprised.
Of
the
major ones.
Media. I'm not going to name you some
Pinterest,
Twitter.
People have poor taste.
Least used in US.
I mean, it is the most toxic.
It is the most. That's
hands
people
down,
dropping
it's the
off.
most
So maybe
toxic.
It is, but that's hilarious to think that it's the least used.
Way to go, Elon. Ugh. You're supposed to be my hero.
Okay, let's go gender wise, right? Of all the social media websites, no, I'm not even gonna ask you. Of the social media websites, men have YouTube, Twitter, and Reddit, or like there's more men on that platform.
Yeah.
Than literally every other social media website.
User or like time spent?
No, users.
Users, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Reddit makes sense to me.
YouTube, Twitter, Reddit, then literally every other social media is
Twitter, toxic, makes sense.
Okay.
Reddit,
nerds.
Makes sense. What was the other one?
YouTube,
gamers. Makes sense.
Actually, maybe.
So I'm on board so far.
But okay, so then I like all these stats, and there's people who are, going through a lot and saying that they are addicted. And the more the trend is, if you see over the years, they survey. If they ask you, do you think you're addicted? And it goes up percentages every year, every single time. And so recently they were saying like in a group of like 1,000 people, like 35% of men said they're addicted. they think they are.
I for sure am.
You think you for sure are?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
a problem. It's a problem. I need to cut down.
And then I think it was like 34% like women or something.
That makes sense. I mean, I listen to so many good podcasts.
That's not why you're on your phone a lot.
I'll pull it up.
Don't be lying.
I'll pull up the stats right now.
Okay. When you go to your screen time, screenshot the app usage. I'm going to put it up on the screen.
You'll see the majority of it is TikTok and YouTube. And YouTube is literally, I only listen to podcasts. That's the only thing I watch on YouTube.
Okay. We'll see. I'm going to put it up right there.
Specifically, the Idiots to Expert podcast I hear is really good and that people should subscribe.
Do you have soul left? It's like, are you just...
No.
No.
I am here to feed the machine.
But okay, it looks all gloomy, which, I am
part of the problem, not the solution.
Yes, you are part of the problem. If you don't want to be like George, listen to this part here.
Don't listen to this part. Get off the podcast.
No, listen to this part right here. So you're like, okay, what could be done, right? And so the first easiest is to...
Get a life. Get a freaking life, guys. Just get a life.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Get off TikTok.
It's self-control. It's getting off certain social medias. It's turning off notifications. It's not feeding into the algorithm that constantly just mines the data that you have.
You know what would be great?
What?
Maybe go hit the gym sometime. Tubby?
Oh, you're going aggressive now.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why'd you go
I don't know.
I just because tell me. I don't know.
I got real mean. I wasn't trying to be. I was trying to motivate people.
Okay, but we're gonna move on. We're turning positive at the end. Positive.
Well, yeah, we'll go positive.
Okay, we're gonna positive at the end.
You have hope to not be a tubby.
Okay, so then in the documentary, I thought that was great. They said currently there's no digital privacy laws. So any information digitally, bro, it's up to, they can do whatever they want. There's a guy who was like a tech engineer. He was like, he thinks that we should tax the companies when they use our information. So then that gives them an incentive to like, oh, I probably shouldn't be always taking all this data from all these websites.
I just like the idea that if you're collecting my data and you're collecting my information that I didn't voluntarily give to you, which technically you did by hitting that long ass terms and conditions thing.
Okay.
But that like, hey, you're making money off me. Let me get a piece. I'll give you all my information if you
sell it.
I'll sell you my information.
And here, great transition. Now, the ability to sell your own information, right, would be called, you ever heard of a decentralized social media?
Yes, I think I have.
Okay, what do you think it is?
I think it's when...
off to the left, a little bit off to the right.
2 hops this time.
I was thinking decent. That's like, your joke has nothing to do with my joke that connects. It's so
good.
That's so dumb.
A decentralized. It's essentially everyone kind of becomes their own social media type of environment where, I'll go to George's social media page to find out more about George or that kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's basically so in Twitter, no matter all their users, Twitter owns all of that information.
Right.
So decentralized social media is basically, it's open software, but every individual has their control of their own information.
Their own data.
And you can release it, you can do whatever you want to it, but there's not one big brother company that's able to take any information that they want.
This is why I don't go on any social media page without turning on ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN, it's where you can...
This guy has no soul. Shut up. But there's no ads. We don't make any money.
I'm plugging everybody and hope someone pays us.
Okay, for you to give out free plugs is not a way to get that person to give you advertiser money, because you're doing it for free already.
Hey, but their competitors will come in and be like, hey, instead of ExpressVPN, we'll pay you. I'm like, all right.
Anyways, so I did some Googling on
Googles?
Yeah, Googles on some decentralized social media.
That exists? That's an actual thing that
it exists. So the first one ever made was in 2010 called Diaspora, which is like a blogging. Everyone who wants to be a blogger.
I want to be a blogger.
And you can do the Diaspora is your thing.
Let me look at that.
All right. 2016, Mastodon is a Twitter version that's decentralized.
Nope.
Not funny.
Not landing.
Yeah. Don't know how I'm gonna edit around that.
You don't have to.
I think I can't because it's too close to me talking. So anyways, 2018. PixelFed is a Instagram decentralized social media. PeerTube is a YouTube that's decentralized. And then Blue Sky, which I wanted to mention.
Have you
heard of Blue Sky? What's your question?
My question is, how bad are these social media platforms? I've never heard of any of them.
Because, I mean, you have the Twitch. Like, it's imagining, Twitch, and you see all these other people trying to become
Twitch streamers.
The new Twitch, website.
Right.
What's the other video streaming?
Mixer existed before it went down.
But you have all these people, the followers.
Right.
If you see all these on this website, like you're going to gravitate towards that because there's so many users. And people don't really care about if they sell the information or the algorithm or whatever. So you look at all these decentralized, which is kind of like organic. You know what I mean? It's like, why would I when everything else is like, this is the norm?
You want farm grown.
I want organic social media websites. I want cage-free social media websites.
We don't want like injected with all the hormones and all the pesticides. No hormones.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But I wanted to mention...
So definitely not Twitter, because that stuff is toxic.
No, Twitter is super toxic. Pumped to the full.
Actually, though.
But Blue Sky, it was interesting enough that it happened in 2021. Jack Dorsey, I believe his name is.
I've heard the name, don't know what that is.
The former Twitter CEO before it was sold to Elon Musk.
Okay.
When he let go of it, started his own... It basically looks like Twitter, but it's decentralized. And he's one of the ones that's like, understand this danger of social media. So I think I'm going to try to hop on some of those social medias and just kind of see what it's like to be in that space.
As Justin or as the Idiots Experts?
As Justin, because I don't want to sell my soul.
You don't have to sell your soul. You can just plug us. That's fine.
Yeah. I don't want this to grow.
I'm about to walk off. Why am I doing this?
Okay, then I'll continue. And you can...
just have a blank screen, bro.
I don't want this to grow.
That's what she said.
Does she not like you? Does she not? Do we need to talk after this?
This episode is brought to you by Bleach.
This guy is so holy moly. I can't wait. Okay, I'm going to end
That's my bit for today.
This is so horrible. Okay, so then after all that I've learned, I just wanted to ask you, George, specifically, what will it take for you to stop watching videos of Donald Trump for 8 hours? Because you're always buying Trump merch.
Yeah.
Elon Musk merch.
100%.
Conor McGregor merch. Don't know why he's throwing him in there. What would it take for you to give up your social media?
Nothing.
I
wish I could do it. I wish I could stop doing all of that.
None of that kind of scares you?
No.
Why?
Because with all that said, I live a decent life. I make a decent income. I have a happy life with friends and family. Like, I don't think it affects me that.
I have a great analogy. Okay?
Okay.
It's like therapy.
Okay.
And how you want me to go to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling you, like, no, I think I'm good. But your life would be better.
So let me ask you this. You think that social media is bad or good?
Bad.
You think that no one should consume any social media whatsoever?
No, I didn't say that.
So some.
No, I'm talking about how social media is ran right now.
Okay.
I think decentralized, where algorithms not just showing you confirmation bias,
okay,
is a lot more helpful.
So how much social media should I consume a day?
Not 8 hours. I'll tell you that. I'd say 2 hours.
2 hours of social media a day.
Yeah.
What if I'm just listening to podcasts in the background of like stuff that I do with my life?
Be honest.
Yeah.
Be honest. How often are you on TikTok?
I would say probably an hour a day.
An hour a day?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty bad.
An hour. Yeah, I think an hour.
But I think it's more than that.
Yeah, but if
for 8 hours a day, how much of it do you think is podcast that you're saying?
Oh, no, it's not. I mean, TikTok is different. TikTok, I'm working.
No. No,
I'm working.
Don't you dare say that you're doing research by doom scrolling on TikTok.
As our social media coordinator.
No, don't you dare.
I'm doing research. Not only am I doing research, I'm engaging with other creators. I'm building a community of loyal and...
Please send me your breakdown. The screenshot.
I'll do it.
Okay,
perfect. It's gonna be so scary.
Anyway, I guess nothing will change with George, but I think, I'm already off. I'm not really on social media, but I doom scroll a little bit too much. You're just on your phone. You're just, video after video after video.
That happens to me sometimes where I only mean to be on for like 5 minutes, but then an hour passes. I'm like, what just happened?
Not even an hour. Like sometimes I just want to fill the time. Sometimes I'm on the toilet. Sometimes I'm just sitting down. I'm waiting for food to be done, or I don't know, waiting for DoorDash. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's just bad. I think the whole idea of only seeing what I want to see will put me in a shell that won't help me grow. And so if our whole society is only in their own shells, bro, that's a horrible society to live in.
But that's where people are going. And honestly, I'm okay with social media. The only thing that I challenge you, where am I going?
In your shell.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I expose myself to all different kinds and walks of life. And I like to think that I listen, at the very least, to something that anyone has to say.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to say that I get social media from both sides of the aisle. I get social media from every advertiser. I get social media from everyone because they all know that I'll buy their stuff.
I think that's not true because I scrolled through yours and it was all guns and Trump and 2024
Pew-pews.
And January 6th. And I saw all that in your dude. And I was like, oh, I don't know if I was looking through your photo library or your news feed.
You know what?
But it looked the same.
Just because you're listening to all anti everything that you just heard, it doesn't mean I only have those views.
What did you just say to me?
Anti
what you said? Oh, okay.
January 6th. Just because I listen to only that social media information, that doesn't mean that I don't listen to the other side as well.
Oh, okay. You're lying through your teeth.
It's called covering my bases, Justin. Covering my bases.
I think I'm going to try a little bit more decentralized social media. I'm going to try a little bit of one thing too. I've turned off a lot of my notifications.
That's probably good.
Because that's also feeding into your algorithm. It's like if you see a notification, your phone gets picked up, then it goes, oh, I know that you're...
Every time that I send this thing, he's going to look at it.
You're going to look at it, and then it just gets tailored. So I'm going to restrict myself and try to not be on social media, try not to grow this thing here, this podcast, and let it die.
I'm doing this so that no one watches.
I want to do this. Yes, exactly. That's a true artist right there. I want to do this just for the sake of art, not for the success.
Before we wrap it up, I mean, we're you know what I learned about this podcast?
What?
You're true to yourself, and like you want to give the people like information, even if it hurts our channel.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm a sellout who just wants.
Yeah, because you did like 7 ads on it. You were not paid for
and we're not sponsored by any of them, by the way. So if you do want to sponsor us, please feel free to reach out in the email in the link below. We hope you learned something today, like subscribing to one of our ads that we don't have. We hope you learned something today. And we really do appreciate all the feedback that we've been getting from our community. If you learned something today, wait, I already said that part. We hope you learned something today. If not, we hope you laughed.
I thought we were supposed to get better.
Not this episode. We'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.